Greetings, Starseeds and Lightworkers. Ava here, and today we have a question from a viewer named Star, and they ask, what can you tell us about the Pleiadian influence on historical people here on Earth, such as Jesus, Buddha, Moses, other prophets, Isis, and others? Have the Pleiadians been helping Earth by helping some of our leaders on it? Thank you. Interesting question. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go out, and I'm going to put you in touch with the Pleiadians. And for those of you who are new here, welcome. Here we go. Greetings! This is DiYeena. I'm the Pleiadian Family. We're here to bring the love. You see, we love to tell you that, you see, because that's the most important thing, you see. So you want to know about these different people in your past, what do you consider your past, you see, who have been here and have been what you would consider very influential in your world, you see, who have sometimes even whole religions created around them, or deities or gods, or just different ways of worship even, you see, because what creates a sense of worship or a sense of reverence is somebody feeling like, well, that being seems to have something figured out that I do not have figured out yet, you see, or something that's even unattainable for me, so we put it on them, you see, things like this, you see. So you want to know what is the role of the Pleiades in all of that, you see. Very interesting question, you see. We've talked a little bit about this in the sense of what you call the Jesus, you see, what you name the Jesus, you see, in your world, you see. And this is definitely Pleiadian influence, as are several others, you see. We will not go on and list the whole list, you see. But certain ones, especially around the time of Jesus, and we will say also around the time of Isis, you see, Osiris, Isis, all of that, you see, in the time of the Egyptians, you see, we have a few moments in history where the Pleiades were more active on your planet, you see, because there were influential times in history where there were shifts happening on your planet energetically, you see, and that was not happening just with the humans on it, but also with the Earth herself, you see, where there were shifts happening and energetic things happening on the planet, and the consciousness of the humans needed to kind of come along with it, you see, to contain the frequencies and the harmonics of the synergy of the Earth and the people on her. You have to have some level of resonance of the similarities in frequency in order to exist together, to coexist, because you come from one, you see, the Earth in your body, your form, come from each other, you see. So it's important that the frequencies are at least somewhat aligned, you see, maybe not a perfect match, but they sound okay together, you see, like this. So in these moments of history, you see, like Jesus, what the ones that we have mentioned here, there are definitely, and we will not even limit to Pleiades, you see, because that would be tooting our own horn bigger than we would say is really accurate, if you understand what we say here, because there are many benevolent beings from other planets and other star systems that come as well, you see. And so this is a time when many people were receiving information through what you would consider today channeling in different ways, whether it looks like this or it is simply information coming through and there are more conscious bodies, you see. It doesn't even matter, but it is what you would consider the prophets and things like this who are getting the information as well. Oftentimes, they're working with off-planet beings such as ourselves, you see, other frequencies and other collectives that are here to help bring the frequency to the desired place within the form, so that the creation can continue to expand and grow, you see. So these are moments in time where that has. So the Pleiades, yes, have been involved, as well as others, and this is really, again, not the point of who and how and all the things, but the point is, what were we doing, you know, and what was the purpose, you see. And when you look back over the stretch of time, we will talk specifically the Pleiades, because that is all we are really empowered to do, because that is what we are, you see. We cannot speak on other behalfs, you see. They can come and do their own talking on why they come, you see. But for the Pleiadians, you see, that is what we touched upon perhaps in another one. We're not sure at this point, but in another video. the frequency of love and the frequency of union, you see, and the remembrance of the power of the polarity on the third dimension. Third dimension is very specific to polarity and very powerful in that way, unlike other dimensionalities, you see. So within that, we come to remind you of that power. So and to teach through oftentimes downloads, as you would call them, the ways of the sex, you see, the ways of the divine union that articulate and play upon the dynamic polarity of the masculine and the feminine, and what happens when you are playing within that polarity. You see, and that is the power of creation. So it is very interesting that we are living in a time when it is being encouraged to abandon these polarities, to abandon pure masculine and pure feminine. It is becoming more accepted, or maybe not so accepted in certain circles, but it is becoming more talked about, at least, playing in the middle, where there is no exacting measurement, you see, of what it is. A very neutral energy, you see. In the neutrality, there is not creation. You see, neutrality does not create. What creates is the polarity and the expansion from that polarity, you see, because it is the play of the light and the dark, the play of the polarities of the what you call the good and the evil, and all of these things, you see, that make the spark of creation, you see. And so it is the formula, the blueprint, so to speak, and it is on this particular dimension the most important part, you see. So when that is what is creating new life, literally, is the polarity of the masculine and the feminine, you see. So whether you are choosing to create a new human, a new life, or you are choosing to create in all the other ways and play in all the other ways, because this is the power of creation, as you can use the power of the sexual union to create through your intention and through your energy and through the emotional bodies to coming together, you see, through the heart frequency and through the particularities of the sound waves, you see. And so when you are coming together in these formations, it is very, very powerful. So it is interesting to note to ask the questions of why are we seeing a more movement toward the neutrality, you see. And what is that doing to our abilities, you know, as powerful creators? You see, you want to be very careful that you are not letting any other power outside of yourself take away your own innate power to create, you see. And your power to create resides within your power as your ability to tap into the polarities of the spectrum. Meaning you're able to, if you are in a male form, you're able to tap into the fullness of the masculine expression and the feminine, because they're both there. But you are able to play on the polarity, and the most powerful way you do that is by holding those polarities of the masculine and the feminine, each within their form, and bringing that together to create in the most powerful ways, you see. It does not always mean a baby, by the way, you see. It can be many other things, you see. But to get mastery over this polarity and this duality is really the secret, you see. And so it's interesting, and you have to take note of the ways in which other energetics that are maybe not in the favor of the love so much are meaning that they're playing more on the you have the light and the dark. Maybe their role is more on the side of the dark coin, you see, which is equally as important. But noticing what their moves are, their chess moves, you see, so that you can be aware of that and work within it and not forget the power of the creator that you are. So we like this question, you see. We put it at that, and we feel like maybe we diverged a little bit. Maybe not quite. We're not quite sure, but we're going to leave it at that, you see, because we feel that we have digressed enough, you see. And we trust that this is very helpful for you in the feeling of the frequencies and all of these things. But knowing that in all of the, to come back full circle, I suppose, because we did get a little bit off topic, you see, but to come back to the ways that we help, you see, as these off-planet beings, is that we're always here to just, it's just to give a little bit of an oomph to the side of the light and the love, you see, a little bit of a remembrance, say, hey, knock, knock, do not forget why you come, you see. And so sometimes this comes in big waves, like you see with these influential leaders in your history, and they come and they receive these downloads, and they receive very powerful teachings and messages of even practices of how to really work with these energies in these forms, you see, of the power of creation through these polarities, you see. So the power of polarity is what we are often bringing in as, ironically, from a place that has very much less polarity than you experience here. But it is that in that polarity that creates the power of love, you see. So with that, we bless you all, and we say thank you for the question, and we see you very soon. I trust that this message was exactly what you needed to hear today. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you've got a question you would love DiYeena to answer, go ahead and throw it in the chat below, or you can head on over to the website and ask it there. And we love you all so much and can't wait to see you all next time. Thanks for being here.